Excuse me. Uh, okay, now what I've done here is on my first ring that I'm making for my one of my projects is I've glued this up. Now I'm doing a segmented bowl a different way, but same idea. I smooth this out to where it's flat. That was the thickness planer. The idea is to get all the imperfections out of it. And then here's the bottom. So that'll be the bottom, right? So now that I've got that out of there, you glue it on here like this. And I'm not worried about how it matches up too much because I'll be taking those off. Okay, so once it glue like this, then it starts stacking the rings up. Okay, so my next step is I'm going to glue another set of rings and go up a little ways and keep going and keep going. But I wanted to show you something here. This is a bowl made a while ago. All right, it was one of my best bowls, and made out of pieces of wood I've had laying around. Okay, so here's what I started out with. Okay, stuff like this, and that's basically what I do is I glue stuff like this together, and however it comes, however it turns, how it turns, how it comes together. I like it how wood goes together. Now, see, one thing you got to be careful of is warpage, and there's some of them that have warp on it. You got to be careful when you go to make sure that you clamp this thing. That's why I do short pieces at a time. I usually do a section like this and glue them and do a little bit more about the same size until I get like what I want out of it. And this is what I come up with. Now, there's probably 3-4 hours worth of work in this. First thing I do is I take this wood, like I just showed you. I run it through the thickness planer like I just did with that other piece. Then I make sure that everything is square, and I glue sections of this up. So I do it 2 or 3 times. This one I did it from here, here, and here. And then I let it set up for a couple of days. I never do it the next day. I always let it set up at least 48 hours before I turn it. Now, what I've done after that is I square it off. So the distance between here and here is the same as the distance between here and here. And then what I do, as you can see, I line out where things ought to go. I've got my circles here, and from my center point there, both front and back. So when I go to turn this on the lathe, it won't be offset. Now, you notice I don't have the corners cut, right? See, the corners are cut. What I'll do is I'll take this on the bandsaw and cut off just so much of it, and then I'll start gouging it out. And the idea is to be somewhat similar to this because it's about the same thickness. So this one here I'm not finished with yet. I pretty much have squared up the sides where I want it, okay? But I gotta take this through the planer, get this all flat here, both top and bottom. The top's pretty good now, but the bottom's got to be done. And then I'm gonna put a solid piece of bottom, solid piece on the top, and a solid piece on the bottom. And I'm doing 3 different ways of segmenting. This way is the end grain is up at the top and the bottom. This way it's side to side. And this way it's a ring. And you don't have to worry about the end grains because it'll all be in here like that. So, thought I'd show you how I was doing my process here. Now, as I'm going through, I'll take pictures. I'll try and video what I do so that you guys can see it. But that's my way of doing this. All right? Guys, have a great day. Thanks. Well, and welcome to the Dutchman's Wood Shack.